Right now, live at 5, observing a grim coronavirus milestone from the White House to Capitol Hill. As 500,000 lives have been lost to the pandemic, how they are being honored.
Coming up tonight, how one community organization is helping older adults sign up for their COVID-19 wait lists.
And a new way to submit your anonymous crime tips to the Duluth Police Department. And later, an update on the ongoing Twin Ports Interchange project, lane closures you need to know about. Plus, the latest on the tragic weekend house fire that left 2 children dead in northern Wisconsin.
You're watching Live at 5 on Live Local CBS3.
Welcome to the CBS3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look now at the White House, where in just a few moments, President Biden and Vice President Harris will hold a candle lighting ceremony as the United States reached 500,000 deaths from the coronavirus pandemic. We'll bringing you live to that vigil in just a few moments. Good evening. I'm Natalie Grant. Kristen and Tony are off tonight. Thanks for joining us. Earlier today, the president announced changes to a small business program aimed at helping organizations with less than 20 employees, while also calling on Congress to pass his American Rescue Plan. This as the United States has now surpassed 500,000 COVID-19 related deaths. Natalie Grant reports the latest from the White House.
In remembrance of more than 500,000 Americans who've passed away.
A moment of silence on Capitol Hill, and later the president and vice president will mark a grim coronavirus milestone, crossing 500,000 lives lost to the pandemic in the U.S. The administration's top health officials held a virtual national forum on the COVID-19 vaccine.
We need to have not just one opportunity for vaccination, but opportunities for people to say, maybe not today, but next week I might be ready.
To address the ongoing economic fallout of COVID, President Biden announced several changes to the Paycheck Protection Program to try and help small businesses that are still struggling.
When the Paycheck Protection Program was passed, a lot of these mom and pop businesses got muscled out of the way.
Starting Wednesday, the administration will hold a special 2-week application period for businesses with fewer than 20 employees to allow lenders to focus on helping the smallest of companies. Additionally, $1 billion will be set aside to help sole proprietors and independent contractors. And it's also clarifying rules allowing non-citizen legal residents to apply to the program.
The American Rescue Plan targets $50 billion to support the hardest hit small businesses after this program expires at the end of March. Would you not help invest in them?
The president's $1.9 trillion relief plan passed out of the House Budget Committee today, setting the stage for a possible full vote in the House by the end of the week. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Tomorrow, vaccine executives from the top 5 COVID-19 vaccine manufacturers are expected to testify virtually before a House panel. Meanwhile, across the country and right here in the Northland, many adults 65 and older are signing up for the COVID-19 vaccine waiting list, but it hasn't been all that easy for some who are not as familiar with technology. CBS3's Emma Quinn explains the work Northwest Wisconsin Community Services Agency has been doing to make sure older adults get the vaccine.
Signing up for a COVID-19 wait list is mainly taking place online. For older adults, this could be a challenge, but those at the Northwest Wisconsin Community Services Agency are stepping up and helping out. Jenny Van Sickle works with NWCSA. She says some of the biggest challenges older adults face include being in rural areas and not having access to internet. She said there's also a technology gap where older adults simply may not be used to using different hotlines and smartphone apps. Some of the ways they've been trying to help is adding the Douglas County vaccine hotline number to their phone machine and have been handing out flyers with COVID vaccine information at their food distribution events.
Also making sure, again, that the information that they do have access to is reliable and doesn't jeopardize anybody's safety. So we want to make sure that when folks call, that we use verified websites and trusted sources.
Van Sickle says the supply and demand of the vaccine is another challenge. She says there's a lot of confusion and frustration over the fact that just because they're eligible doesn't mean they're guaranteed an appointment. The NWCSA is strongly encouraging everyone to get on a vaccine wait list as vaccine clinics and opportunities are growing.
All right, thanks, Emma. Now, that agency oversees 5 counties in northwest Wisconsin. They say should you need help finding your local health department information, you are always welcome to call and ask for help. And as a reminder, we have set up a local vaccine information center on our website to ensure that you can stay up to date on the latest information as it becomes available. You can find that on CBS3Duluth.com. Right now, President Joe Biden is expected to deliver remarks on the lives lost to coronavirus as the United States has now surpassed 500,000 deaths. The president started speaking just moments ago. Let's tune in briefly to see what he has to say. Well, if you're just joining us, that's President Joe Biden that's addressing the nation on how the United States has now surpassed 500,000 COVID-19 deaths. We're having some technical difficulties here with our audio, but we will have a full recap on the president's remarks tonight at 10. You can also catch that full speech live streaming on our Facebook page at CBS3 Duluth. Well, let's turn things over to meteorologist Dave Anderson for a first look at that weather here. Dave, you know, it was a beautiful day out there today. The snow was melting. There were some puddles in the streets when I left. It was really nice to see.
And that's good news to some people, but for snow fans, you know, it's a sign that eventually seasons are going to change. But despite a warm up today, we're getting fresh snow as early as tomorrow afternoon. In fact, a winter weather advisory will go in effect Tuesday afternoon for the middle stripe of our region from roughly Brainerd through Duluth and Superior and in through the snow belt until 6 o'clock Wednesday morning. A couple of inches of snow possible in Minnesota, maybe 3 to 6 for the snow belt. I'll show you a chart on how much could come down in just a little bit. But let's move to the upper Midwest scene here where we're looking at a low pressure system to our north dragging through the area. And that's the trigger for the bit of snow that we could get a little bit right now in Wisconsin, as you can see, and a little more possible tonight, may even dribble across northern parts of Minnesota. But again, the better chances tomorrow afternoon through early Wednesday morning. Short-term forecast says then clouds continue building tonight. Low temp 28 above is a far cry from what it was last week. 35 tomorrow will be the top temp in the afternoon with initially a 40% chance of snow, but then it builds up to a 90% shot overnight. Will it spill past Wednesday morning? I'll tell you what I know lately here coming up in just a few more minutes.
All right, thanks, Dave. 2 children are dead following a house fire in Minong. The fire broke out around 4:45 Saturday morning on West Semrad Road. Authorities say a 10- and 13-year-old died. The cause of the fire is still under investigation, and the home was destroyed. A private memorial service was held to honor the kids last night. We're told that the family does not have insurance, so friends set up a GoFundMe hoping to raise $25,000. Now, they are also taking clothing donations for the family. Coming up tonight at 10, we'll hear from the children's father about how he and the community are coming together to remember his children. Wisconsin's abbreviated wolf season is now underway. Wildlife officials started the hunt today across 6 management zones. The kill limit is 200 animals, which means some zones could close as early as hunters near that limit. The usual event happens in November, but a court order forced the DNR to open the season this month. The hunt will run through Sunday. The Duluth police have a new way for you to submit anonymous tips. The department partnered with Tip 411. You can now fill out a short form to report a crime online. DPD says that they rely on citizens to be their ears and eyes in the community to help keep us safe. We have that link posted on our website, CBS3Duluth.com. Still to come on Live at 5, a local band is packing up and heading out west, plus a fun outdoor activity for your weekend. More as we take you around the Northland just after the break.
You're watching Live at 5 with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live Local CBS3.
Local news and local weather here on CBS3.
New DQ rotisserie style chicken bites. I love you just the way you are. I never thought unbreaded chicken this good was possible. Your oven roasted 100% white meat chicken is 100% perfect to me. Finally, chicken that is tender, juicy, and flavorful all by itself. Or dipped in ranch. Or on a salad. Or in a basket with fries. Thank you, DQ, for giving me just what I needed. DQ, happy tastes good.
Do you worry about going to the dentist? Well, relax. The Carefree Dental Card is now available in your area. Call the number on your screen and we'll send your actual card at no cost today. With the Carefree Dental Card, you go to the dentist whenever you need and you instantly pay a lot less. The Carefree Dental Card is just $15.95 a month. So call now and make going to the dentist carefree.
Call 1-800-945-8449 to receive your free Carefree Dental Card information kit.
Jim Pearl Construction has been awarded the title of Authorized Replacement Contractor by the Marvin Window and Door Company. This entitles us to give better pricing and longer warranties on Marvin's high-quality windows and doors. We are the only authorized replacement contractor in the Northland. This caps off our 49 years of being your professional, dependable, and honest home improvement contractor. Please call us for any of your home improvement needs.
This past year, Wisconsin came together to take on COVID-19. Our frontline workers, businesses, and communities stepped up, and you are doing your part. We will stop the spread, but the fight's not over yet. As many await vaccines and our healthcare heroes battle new strains, we can't let our guard down now. We need Wisconsinites, individuals, families, and employers to mask up. It's the best way to keep safe. Keep washing your hands and social distancing. Wisconsin, we can do this.
Well, right now, welcome back. President Joe Biden is making remarks to remember the lives lost by the coronavirus as the United States has surpassed 500,000 deaths. We do have audio backup. Let's take a listen to what the president has to say.
To show that there is light in the darkness. This nation will smile again. This nation will know sunny days again. This nation will know joy again. And as we do, we'll remember each person we've lost, the lives they lived, the loved ones they left behind. We will get through this, I promise you. But my heart aches for you, those of you who are going through it right now. May God bless you all, particularly those who've lost someone. God bless you.
Well, if you're just joining us, that was President Joe Biden after he addressed the nation as the United States has now surpassed 500,000 COVID-19 related deaths. We will have a full recap on the president's remarks tonight at 10. You can also watch back his full speech on our Facebook page. There will be a moment of silence followed by a candlelit ceremony later tonight. Still to come on Live at 5, new information on construction coming to the Twin Ports Interchange project. Lane closures are on the horizon. We'll tell you those in just a few minutes.
Today's high temperature, 39 degrees above zero. Not enough to knock down the record of 52 from 1961, but boy, what, 80 degrees warmer than this time last week? We'll talk about how long this warm spell will last and a chance for snow that's coming around tomorrow. All of that right after the break.
I'm taking you around your neighborhood, telling the stories that need to be told. Join me, Leanne Valdez, as we celebrate Black History Month in the Northland.
Last year, when people were going hungry, Subaru and our retailers donated 50 million meals to Feeding America. And yet, 1 in 4 children may still face hunger. So as part of our love promise, Subaru and our retailers are doing it again, donating an additional 100 million meals to help those in need. Love, it's never been needed more than right now. Subaru, more than a car company.
We are excited to announce that our newest luxury apartment building, The View at Bluestone, is now leasing for 2021. Lease with us and you'll enjoy amazing amenities like a hot tub, pool, fitness center, pet spa, parking garage, and so much more.
I am most excited about the view that I get to look at Canal Park and see Duluth and the lift bridge. I get to look over Lake Superior.
New year, new home, new view. Schedule a tour at viewatbluestone.com.
Welcome to the Kelly Clarkson Show!
I can't even hug her. I'm touching people. I'm touching you. I'm touching you.
This show is about connection. And not even 2020 and socially distancing ourselves if they're going to get in the way of that.
Are we 6 feet apart?
Let's just check it out.
The major key is to make sure they watch the Kelly Clarkson Show.
509 FXR, HJC, and Climb Snow Apparel at RJ Sport and Cycle.
Questions about the COVID-19 vaccine? Now there's an information center to provide the details you need. Get local vaccine information and the latest from the CDC, all at CBS3Duluth.com. When it matters most, turn to live, local, CBS3.
Join us weeknights for Live at 5 as we go around the Northland city by city.
Now, the CBS3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Temperatures are up, close to 40 degrees for a lot of towns, and now snow chances are up as well. I think we'll all get a little bit come tomorrow afternoon and evening into early Wednesday morning, but the middle stripe of our region likely will get more. So from Bemidji towards Brainerd and through the Twin Ports and into northern Wisconsin, we're looking at a winter weather advisory from tomorrow afternoon till about 6 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday. In just a little bit, I'll show you a chart on how much snow I'm expecting to come down, and it may be the only chance for snow we get, at least a decent chance, until the weekend, and that chance isn't so decent. It's just a light one. So we move on now to the current conditions coming in from Duluth International, and it's 38 degrees there, 65% for the relative humidity with a west-southwest wind running 15 miles per hour, and it's been gusty. It will stay gusty towards 20 overnight here tonight. If this was last week with winds going towards 20 miles per hour, those wind chill factors would have been more than 50 below. So things are improving temperature-wise, at least in the opinions of a lot of people. Air pressure's pretty low right now at 29.35 inches of mercury, or only 994 millibars. And so that's one reason why the winds are gusting. Outside air is trying to push in and fill that vacuum that low pressure is creating. Well, current temperatures, what a change from last week. 33 above in Watersmeet, 38 in Ironwood, 40 from La Pointe, down through Washburn into Ashland, 38 Hayward's nothing to sneeze at, Cable's there as well, 37 Solon Springs, and close to 40 in Superior and over towards Oliver, upper 30s from Cloquet down to Moose Lake, including Barnum and Washburn, upper 30s also close to 40 for the North Shore for most towns, and then we have the low 40s for the Mesabi Range, for the Vermilion Range, and for border country. And of course, that extra heat provides extra lift to aid and abet the low pressure system in its process of bringing us a little bit of snow. And folks in Wisconsin today have been receiving some snow showers, and in central Minnesota, a couple of rain showers mixed in, thanks to the warmth that's here in our region. And the rest of us are going to get a chance perhaps tonight. 20% chance we'll get a little bit more here tonight, but it turns into a 40-plus chance tomorrow afternoon, as I mentioned, as our low-pressure system first leads with flurries, turns over to a mix, and then by tomorrow night, a chance for accumulating snow that could run towards totals like this. Many Minnesotans, perhaps a trace to about 2.5 inches. Into Wisconsin, about 2 to 3 for many towns, but in the snow belt, it gets a little thicker and sassier, about 3 to even 6 inches there, hence the winter weather advisory. Tonight in Minnesota, low temperatures are 25 to 30 above zero with a mostly cloudy sky. For Wisconsin and Michigan, pretty close to 30 for the low temps there, although a couple towns could dip towards 29. Mostly cloudy sky with that west-southwest wind gusting towards 15. For tomorrow, with the later snow chance in the afternoon and evening and overnight, a chance up towards 90%. High temps will hit in the upper 30s. For Minnesotans, perhaps low to mid-30s for a lot of places, and upper 30s as you get farther to the south of Duluth. That late snow chance will pay off there as well. And it pays off and pays out takes off and pans out fairly quickly. By Wednesday, we're back to a partly cloudy sky, mostly sunny on Thursday, still 34 by Friday, then a slight light snow chance Saturday and Sunday, followed by Sunday and Monday, temperatures falling to cooler than normal conditions again.
I am not mad at that 7-day forecast at all there, Dave. It's a nice day tomorrow to go outside, maybe go on a hike, get some fresh air.
Yeah, early in the morning, early afternoon. Later on, though, you may want to get the snow shovels ready, dust it off, polished up, because you just might have a little of that to do by Wednesday morning.
Exactly. All right. Sounds good. Thanks, Dave. Minnesota's governor is proposing investing more than $500 million in state projects this legislative session. It's part of his 2021 Local Jobs and Projects Plan. It invests $518 million into projects across the state, maintaining existing buildings, helping local communities, and taking advantage of federal funding. It's a combination of bonding dollars and money already available. Wall says that interest rates are low, and it makes sense to keep state assets in good condition rather than pay more to fix them later.
I would make the case on this is to not make those investments is going to cost the state money. It's going to lead to other issues. To make these investments, we can see a return on our dollar because we've seen it time and time again.
Well, the governor says the proposal also includes $43 million for security upgrades at the state capitol. He says a bipartisan committee suggested these upgrades, and the planning was in the works before the January 6th insurrection in Washington, D.C. Well, it won't be long before some drivers encounter some major lane closures near Duluth's Can of Worms. The Twin Ports Interchange project will be in full swing starting this spring. That's when both directions of I-35 will be down to at least one lane in that area. The setup will last through the summer. Also, starting this fall, a stretch of southbound I-35 traffic will be funneled to Lower Michigan Street for about a year. MnDOT expects that the entire project, which they hope will make the area more safe, will be finished by summer 2024. After the break, we're taking a look around the city, around the Northland city by city. We'll be right back after the break.
The most important thing in the Chevy Equinox is not forward collision alert or automatic emergency braking. No, the most important thing in the Equinox isn't any of the advanced safety features we've put into it. It's what you put into it. Chevy Safety Assist, standard on every 2021 Chevy Equinox.
Get a $4,000 cash allowance on most 2021 Equinox models. Plus, current Chevy owners with an eligible GM credit card get an additional $1,750 total allowance. Visit TrueNorthChevyDealers.com.
I'm Dr. Mariah Scooby, and I'm a general surgeon at St. Luke's. I grew up in a small town in northern Minnesota, and I also had the opportunity to travel internationally doing medical outreach. And what was really striking was the health disparities. I was driven to become a physician to address those disparities and to bring the very best of healthcare to every person, regardless of their circumstance, background, or location.
Questions.
Do you think it's time for schools to reopen?
There is some positive breaking news.
We've got a lot of important new information for you and your family.
Fire threatens everything in its path. When it threatens our communities, we respond. We bring the fight to the front line. The Army National Guard stands ready because sometimes the front lines are in our own backyard. We will always be there when our community needs us the most. Find out more about serving your community part-time by visiting NationalGuard.com.
I don't think any other year is ever going to be like 2020. I never thought that I would go through something like this ever in my life. This pandemic's not a isolated thing to our country or to our state or to our city. This is something that's affecting the world, and that just shows really how interconnected we all are. And I think that's why news is so important, because news is kind of like that lifeline to kind of bring that information out and bring us all together.
Watch Jenna and Caitlin in the morning at 5 and 6 a.m.
Join us weeknights. We're live at 5 as we go around the Northland, city by city.
Welcome back to the CBS3 News Live at 5. Here is a live look from Spirit Mountain on this relatively warm day here in Duluth. Let's take a quick look around the Northland. Spirit Mountain is offering a great discount to Duluth residents this weekend, and a local band is packing up to head out west. All of this and more as we take you around the Northland, city by city. We start tonight in Duluth, where a local band has announced they are packing up and heading out west. One less guest announced on their Facebook page that in June they will be heading to Anaheim, California. The band formed here in Duluth and have performed all around the Northland. In the spring of 2020, they successfully released their first full-length album called Monochrome. They say they aren't sure what's in store for them out west and will miss all the familiar faces right here in the Northland. We stay in Duluth, but we're going to head over to Spirit Mountain, where they are showing their appreciation to Duluth residents this week. The outdoor recreation area is hosting 2 events this week called Spirit Hearts Duluth, and will be offering all tickets and rentals at only $5 a piece. They are hosting the event to show appreciation for the city's support when they reopened last fall, and to give everyone a chance to get some outdoor fun. Spirit Hearts Duluth is this Wednesday and Sunday. Now, due to COVID-19, reservations are required. Finally, we wrap up tonight in Solon Springs, Wisconsin, where the Swords ATV Club is hosting their 31st annual poker run this Saturday. Participants in the event can sign up at Soft Pines Resort in Solon Springs or at a Stop-A-Sec in Wascott. Now, this will be the COVID edition of the event, and no cards will be passed out. Instead, 5 winners will be selected at random from the registration forms. Maps will be provided of all the sponsored locations and directions for riding. The cost is $20 per person. Now, if there is something going on in your neighborhood that you think we should know about, send us an email, and it might be featured as we go around the Northland, city by city.
Coming up on the CBS Evening News, breaking news, 500,000 dead from COVID-19, a once unthinkable milestone. Tonight, we remember the American lives lost as the president orders flags to half staff. Plus, dozens of Boeing 777s are grounded after an engine explodes midair. The details tonight on how much danger the passengers faced. And also tonight, the incredible story of a childhood cancer survivor who's headed to space. That and more news tonight here on the CBS Evening News.
CBS3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health St. Mary's Heart and Vascular Center. Don't avoid care during COVID-19. Ask your doctor how to stay heart healthy.
It's the biggest free boat show going on at Link Wreck and Minot, with over 100 new and used boats and Mercury engines on display in our heated indoor showrooms. With $1,000 instant savings, like the Silver Mirage 8520 LZ Tri-Tune, you save over $10,000. Something for everybody, something for everybody.
Hi, folks. Joe Namath here, and if you're on Medicare, this is important. You're now entitled to eliminate copays and get dental care, dentures, eyeglasses, prescription coverage, in-home aids, unlimited transportation, and home-delivered meals, all at no additional cost. Plus, your zip code may have coverage with a give-back benefit that adds money back to your Social Security check every month. Look, with the uncertainty of the virus and vaccines, you need to get everything you're entitled to. Here's the bottom line. Call to get significant benefits at no additional cost and see if your zip code has coverage with the Give Back benefit. Millions of people have trusted the Medicare Coverage Helpline. You can too. Call now. It's free.
Call 1-800-916-5591. That's 1-800-916-5591 now.
Get local vaccine information all at CBS3Duluth.com.
Coming up tonight, how one community organization is helping older adults sign up for their COVID-19 wait lists.
Temperatures are going up and so are our snow chances. I'll talk about what could come tomorrow.
There is nothing that we want more than students learning together safely.
And we only get to do that if we can all get through this together with everybody safe and healthy.
We can do this.
We can do this.
Men's wardrobe provided by Mainstream Fashions for Men, celebrating 30 years in business in 2021 with 30% off store-wide, downtown Duluth.
Well, welcome back to the CBS3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look from Canal Park on this Monday evening. Let's take a look back at today's top story and see what's coming up tonight at 6. The United States has now surpassed 500,000 COVID-19 related deaths. This as earlier today, the president announced changes to a small business program aimed at helping organizations with less than 20 employees, while also calling on Congress to pass his American Rescue Plan. And coming up tonight at 6, we hear from Duluth Police Department on how they are preparing for a potential unrest in the city as the George Floyd trial aims closer. Well, that's your news at 5. The CBS 3 Evening News is coming up next. We'll see you right back here tonight at 6.